might be thinking like, well, why haven't I left yet? Because you keep thinking that this time it'll be different. You keep thinking and holding on to the good moments, hoping that they outweigh the bad and that'll finally take root. If you start to wonder, am I crazy? Am I stupid? Am I too sensitive? Like maybe it really is my fault. And you start to think that there might be some credibility to what he's been telling you. Did you know that you're on a leash? Like you think that you're free. You think that you're making your own choices. You think you're staying because you want to. It's not true. You're not. He's got you on a leash. He's got you addicted. He's got you trapped. And the scariest part inside of all of this is you don't even realize what's happening. Let's talk about today about how the narcissist in your life keeps you tied to him without you even noticing. If you're new here, my name is Ben Taylor, self-aware narcissist on this channel to provide awareness about narcissistic abuse. I help empower and break women free from toxic relationships. If that's you and you want to know more about this, you can go to Ramen Ovations. But right now I need you to understand you're tied to this guy. You might have thought at the very beginning of the relationship that you had power, that you had control, that you had a voice in the relationship. But over a period of time, slowly, piece by piece, he started to manipulate and take that away. It wasn't that he just came up and took it. It's that he did it in ways so subtle and so calculated, you never even saw that it was happening. It came in a couple of different aspects. He gives you just enough hope to keep you stuck in the relationship, just enough hope to stay. This is exactly when he knows you're getting ready to leave. He can sense it. He can feel it. A lot of narcissists can feel stuff even energetically of like, you're pulling away, let me do this. Almost like a sixth sense. You'd be like, I thought I was getting ready to heal, and then he comes back and he just pulls you right in. So right when you're on the edge of walking away, he switches. He starts showing up better. Suddenly he's sweet again. Suddenly he's kind. Suddenly he's paying attention to you. He's promising to make different changes in his life. And these aren't things that you just talk to him about. It's things you've always wanted. But all of a sudden he's showing up as the man that you fell in love with, and it's a game. Because he's realized that you are going to leave. And he's desperate to believe him, to give him another chance. You have to realize a narcissist will actually change multiple times in the relationship, but the change isn't real and it's not transformation. It's behavioral modifications and shifts to keep you stuck. He'll notice different things that are happening. You start pulling away, you start getting your power, you start doing different things. And he's like, wait a second, I'm losing her and losing control over her, losing control of the narrative, losing control of the story. So what do I need to do? Well, all the typical abuse doesn't work, so let me try something different. Let me try to actually give her what she wants so I can reel her back in. He never actually changes. He never actually shifts or transforms. He just gives you enough to make you stay, enough to keep you hooked, enough to keep you wanting more, enough to keep you thinking that it's actually going to be real. But as a result, he's also trained you to doubt yourself. Every time you catch him in a lie, every time you call out his behavior, he flips it around and he puts it back on you. This starts to put a lot of confusion in your life. That never happened. You're overreacting. You always assume the worst. Why do you always bring up the past? Can't we move on? Can't we focus on our life? And the more that he does this, the more you start to question yourself. It's subtle. It's small. It's not a giant thing. But you get to a place where you start to wonder, am I crazy? Am I stupid? Am I too sensitive? Like maybe it really is my fault. And you start to think that there might be some credibility to what he's been telling you. But let me tell you right now, there's not. It's something that he's doing. It's gaslighting you. It's making you believe something that's not even real. The moment you start believing his lies, that's when he's got you. He's got you trapped. Because then you enter into his world where he's creating something completely different. And what he does is he creates a world where he's your only source of validation and attention. You might see at the beginning, you had friends, you had family, you had people who reminded you of who you were. You had people that could actually speak truth into your life. But over time, he slowly cuts you off from all those people. He might have just made you feel guilty. Of like, why are you spending so much time with them? Like, do you ever going to spend time with me? Like, what's happening? He plants doubts about their intentions. I'm not sure about this person. Did you hear what they said about you? He get to a place where he made it seems like he's the only one who actually understands you. He's the only one who cares about you, and everybody else is out to get their own thing. But what it does is it slowly isolates you. Not because he told you you can't spend time with these people, because it's slowly been a piece that he's pulled you away to get alone and to be dependent on him. For love, for approval, and for your sense of self-worth. And that was his goal all along, to get you dependent on him so that you won't leave. This is where he's conditioned you. This is where he's put you on a leash so that you haven't left yet. And you might be thinking like, well, why haven't I left yet? Because you keep thinking that this time it'll be different. You keep thinking and holding on to the good moments, hoping that they outweigh the bad and that'll finally take root, because he's conditioned you to believe that walking away would mean that you failed, that you gave up, that it was your fault. But I need you to listen loud and clear. Staying inside this relationship isn't strength. Leaving is. Staying inside this relationship isn't something you have to prove, or you have to fill up your ego of like saying, hey, if I do this, then I'll figure this out. If I do this, then maybe it'll work. If I do this, then maybe I'll be good enough. You need to actually see in a couple different things. You need to see that there's a pattern that's been in your life. It's a pattern inside the relationship. It's not random. It's not something that just randomly happened. It's not how relationships just are. No, this is abuse. This manipulation. This is a cycle that he's created inside of your life over and over and over. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. But you have to be able to actually take back your power. You have to be able to see and understand, hey, every time I stay silent, every time that I forgive, every time I see that there's no real change and you let him back in, you give him more power over you. You lock down that leash even more. It turns from just a rope to an iron. It turns from just a rope to, hey, this is chain that's holding you back. You need to take it back. You need to stop explaining yourself to him because he doesn't care. You need to stop defending yourself because he already knows what it is. He's projecting it onto you. You need to stop believing his empty promises because he's just saying those to avoid accountability. This is key in helping you actually move forward and break the cycle once and all and for good, which means you don't focus on the goalposts. You don't focus on winning. You don't focus on proving a point because none of that actually matters. He'll change the goals. He'll change all the points. He'll change all the facts. He'll change everything to try to be able to make sure that he's right and you're wrong. It's about saving you. It's about getting to the place that there's not any second chances, that there's no more waiting for him to be able to change. There's no more oscillating back and letting him back into your life because he's not going to change. He hasn't. When you look at all of the relationship, he hasn't changed. If anything, he's just gotten worse. You deserve better than this. You don't deserve to keep putting up with his abuse, to let it keep happening to you over and over and over again, because the fact of the matter is you are allowing it at this point. Like, you can't be watching this content and be like, oh, it just keeps happening to me. I don't understand why. No, at this point, you have to see you're allowing it. Because all of my content is awareness of like waking you up to the reality. And if you don't see the reality, it leaves you stuck. It leaves you trapped, and it doesn't let you heal, grow, and develop who you are. But it leaves you stuck on a leash that he's walking you around, controlling your feelings, your emotions, who you talk to, what happens on a day-to-day basis. Now, I get it. You're at this place and you're like, I have a lot of fear in this. Like, I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure how to actually be free. There's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of hesitation. All of that he's built inside of you. He's conditioned you to feel this way. He's conditioned you to think that you're alone, that no one else goes through this. He's conditioned you to think that this is what love is. It's not. This is all that he's conditioned you to feel and to trap and to keep you stuck. This is why I created the Thriver community, to walk you down a two-step process of a healing journey and a growth mindset. Healing to help you actually break free by breaking the trauma bond, the chemical addiction that you have with this guy, rewire your mindset, how to actually reclaim your life, rebuild the confidence inside of working through the triggers and the emotions that currently keep you tied to him and keep you stuck. Because otherwise, if we don't help you see the light, he'll keep you convinced that you're not good enough, keep you convinced to keep going back. If you're at this place where you're ready to stop living as his puppet and start living for you, then I want you to take the next step. Go to rawmotivations.com/breakthrough and join the Thriver community. Because the truth of the matter is, like, he never needed a leash. He just needed you to believe that you couldn't walk away. He needed you to believe that you weren't good enough. He needed you to believe that you couldn't find the life that you actually wanted, but you can. It's possible, and we've seen hundreds and hundreds of people do this. By being able to work through this journey of saying, hey, I can actually break the trauma bond. I can eradicate the triggers. I can no longer oscillate back and forth to him. And I can actually rediscover and establish who I am. I can figure out how to say no. I can understand how to set healthy boundaries. I can find purpose inside my life as I grow and develop who I am on a day-to-day basis. If that's you today, I want to invite you into the Thriver community. Go to rawmotivations.com/breakthrough to be able to learn more today.
You've been told it's all your fault, and that makes you feel crazy. No one understands you, and that leaves you in a place of being alone. You've tried to break free multiple times, and that leaves you helpless because nothing you've done has actually worked. It hasn't actually got you free or liberated from this toxic relationship. So you feel crazy, alone, and hopeless. Guess what? That's a lie. Because all it is how you've been raised and conditioned inside of this abusive relationship over and over. And as a result, you've sacrificed your growth, you've sacrificed your worth, and you've been trapped inside of a toxic relationship. What if I showed you the path to freedom? A way for you to actually get free mentally and emotionally from the toxicity that's happening right here, right now. You deserve more. You deserve to be able to heal. And I want to help you with that. If I can help you with that, go to rawmotivations.com/breakthrough, schedule a call there, and let's talk.